Hi all, this is Otaku Lucifer and this is Blerd Culture News. On today's Blerd Culture News, we're going to be talking about gun control, abortion, and maybe anime. Let's go. So this past Tuesday, 18-year-old Salvador Ramos went to an elementary school in Texas and murdered 19 children and 2 adults. And this was Governor Greg Abbott's and Senator Ted Cruz's response.
As horrible as what happened, it could have been worse. The reason it was not worse is because law enforcement officials did what they do. They showed amazing courage by running toward gunfire for the singular purpose of trying to save lives. And it is a fact that because of their quick response, getting on the scene, being able to respond to the gunman and eliminate the gunman, they were able to save lives. I was misled. I am livid about what happened. I was on this very stage 2 days ago, and I was telling the public information that had been told to me in a room just a few yards behind where we're located right now. I wrote down hand notes in detail about what everybody in that room told me in sequential order about what happened. And when I came out here on this stage and told the public what happened, it was a recitation of what people in that room told me, whether it be law enforcement officials or non-law enforcement officials, whatever the case may be. And as everybody has learned, the information that I was given turned out in part to be inaccurate.
There are 19 sets of parents who are never going to get to kiss their child goodnight again.
Is this the moment to reform gun laws?
You know, it's easy to go to politics.
But it's important. It's at the heart of the issue.
I get that that's where the media likes to go.
No, it's not. It's where many of the people we've talked to here like to go.
The proposals from Democrats in the media, inevitably, when some violent psychopath murders people.
A violent psychopath who's able to get a weapon so easily. 18-year-old with 2 AR-15s.
If you want to stop violent crime, the proposals the Democrats have, none of them would have stopped this.
But why does this only happen in your country? I really think that's what many people around the world they cannot fathom. Why only in America? Why is this American exceptionalism so awful?
You know, I'm sorry you think American exceptionalism is awful.
I think this aspect of it.
You got your political agenda.
No, it's honestly,
God love you.
Senator, it's not. I just want to understand why.
Clearly, they give no fucks when it comes to a bunch of children losing their lives to an 18-year-old who was able to purchase 2 rifles as easily as walking into a candy store and buying a pack of cigarettes. All due to super lax gun control laws in the alternate reality planet of Texas. This incident was on the heels of another tragic shooting in Buffalo, New York, where a racist 18-year-old white supremacist walked into a Tops grocery store in a predominantly black neighborhood and murdered 10 people, including a former black police officer. And this was Blue Lives Matter response. Well, it seems the police only care about Blue Lives Mattering when the people who die are cops who are white. Or anytime people of color protest peacefully in this country against racism. Speaking of racists, that shooter from Buffalo who drove 200 plus miles to kill 10 people and wounded 19 more just because they didn't look like him, well, it seems that he's only going to face 1 charge of murder instead of 10. Ooh. It seems like the hits just keep coming when it comes to justice for innocent people who were violently murdered by a maniac. Like Chris Rock likes to say, it's all right if it's all white. And of course, in response, there was a call for stricter gun control laws by parents and just decent people in this country who feel that the average person maybe shouldn't have access to military-grade weapons. And the gun fanatics came out in droves in response, screaming that their Second Amendment rights were again in jeopardy. It seems to me that these people believe that keeping inanimate objects that cause destruction is way more important than the lives of children. Go figure. It seems that these people only care about gun control regulation when they get told that their guns are going to be taken away, or when over 50 people are wounded and killed in less than 2 weeks. But I digress. What do I know? I'm just an anime nerd, and my show is supposed to be about anime and sci-fi, so, you know, it doesn't really affect me. You know, I just live in this country. And speaking about dystopian futures where people are treated like second-class citizens with no rights, straight out of an episode of The Handmaid's Tale, Roe v. Wade is in jeopardy of being reversed, taking a woman's right of choice away from her, while at the same time dismantling protective measures of the 14th Amendment. You know, that one pesky little amendment with that Roe v. Wade is under, that also gave gay and interracial couples the right to marriage. You know, the same pesky one that Brown versus the Board of Ed is under, that little law, the integrated schools. Oh, yeah, and by the way, it's the same law that gave black people, you know, former slaves, the right to be citizens in this country. So, you know, go figure. If Roe v. Wade gets, you know, reversed, it's just like an open door to just kind of like reverse those other pesky little laws that have been annoying like racist white people in this country for like years. With this whole Roe v. Wade thing going on, black women have chosen to stand down during this attack on abortion rights, since many feel that it doesn't affect them, since their rights under that particular law has been sus from the beginning, since, you know, Planned Parenthood was originally created in this country to sterilize black women. When many black and indigenous women who have called for help for years on numerous topics when it comes to their rights, their cries were largely ignored by their white counterparts. Sorry, sis. I guess we can't make it to the picnic this time. But, you know, we'll make sure not to invite you to the barbecue or the cookout. But it looks to me that if Roe v. Wade ever gets flipped, it's just a matter of time before the rights of all BIPOCs in this country are reversed. Right now, people like Senator Ted Cruz and Governor Greg Abbott are positive that abortion is the murder of a fetus. Which is funny because these same people will fight tooth and nail for their political backers to keep gun laws lax so more children can be murdered by homicidal maniacs. They don't want fetuses to die in utero, but if those same fetuses ever make it out into the real world, good luck. It's so funny. It's not really funny. It's crazy. Yeah. So hopefully I'll talk about like the anime like next time, you know, and maybe it'll be like a lot lighter when things as serious as a bunch of people being murdered in less than 2 weeks isn't more relevant and more important to talk about. So until next time, this is Otaku Lucifer for Blerd Culture News.